you need to do? First, you need to create RAML. Okay. Your RAML should be ready. And then you need to go to API manager. And on API manager, you need to register your API. Okay. So I have already registered. So what I will do, let me delete one. So I can do it again. Okay. So I deleted one. I already registered all three. So I deleted one. Now here, add API, you need to go to add new API. And then you need to select here Mule Gateway. Okay. Now proxy type. So here it will ask you, do you need any proxy API to apply policy? Proxy API means what it will do. This is our actual API. Okay. So proxy API will be one another API on top of this. This API contains implementation logic, and proxy API will contain all the security policy. Okay. So generally we create proxy API to put all the non-functional requirements there, like applying security policy. Okay, that is the main purpose. Another purpose we use proxy API. If you want to use API manager or Mulesoft gateway on non-Mule application, like you have one Node.js application and you want to pass request through Mule application, sorry, through Mule gateway, then also we use proxy API. So in proxy API, you need to call that Mule API. Sorry, non-Mule API. So two purposes there. Proxy API we create first for Mulesoft application to add one extra layer on top of our Mule implementation API, where you can apply all the non-functional requirements like security policy or other thing. And second purpose is there, if you want to use Mulesoft gateway on top of any non-Mule application like Node.js or any non-Mule application, then also we use this proxy API. Okay. So here they're asking, you want to deploy proxy application? So in this case, we will not use. So just check this one. Which Mule version? So we are going to use Mule 4. Then which RAML? I want to take this one. Okay. And then asset type, this will take automatically. So here you can see, like if you want to use latest version or anything, at this moment, these two are latest and this is the only one version. Next. API instance level, it's not mandatory. Implementation URL. Okay. So this one is again like this is optional, but this will be URL which will be generated once you will deploy your Mule application. This endpoint will be generated, so you can update anytime. Okay, once you will deploy your Mule application, this implementation URL will be generated. And then click on next and click on save. Okay, so what you did, you registered your API on API manager. Now you can apply security policy. Okay, but to enforce that security policy on your Mule application, you need to use this auto discovery ID or API instance ID. Both are same and both are auto generated, and you can't modify this also. So you need to use this auto discovery ID inside your Mule application. So there will be one global configuration. Okay, where you need to provide this auto discovery ID. Then only that policy will be enforced on your mule application. So that this auto discovery ID help us to connect our API manager with runtime manager. It create connection with API manager within API or runtime manager. Okay. Now, if you want to apply any security policy, you need to go to policies, and here you will add policy. Click on add policy. And here you can see we have multiple policies. So far we have discussed three policies. So let's do one by one. First, let's see how JWT token policy you can apply. JWT validation. Okay. Then HTTP bearer authentication header. Okay. Now it's asking where you are going to pass this JWT token. Either you can take inside authentication header or you can create your own custom header. So here you need to provide header name. Which header you are passing this JWT policy, JWT token in your custom header or authorization header. So you need to select this one. Then these three value, signing method, signing key length, and key origin. These three will be provided by JWT token provider. So what key signing method they used, what key length they used, and what key origin they used. So these three you will get from them. And JWT key, this is your public key. As I mentioned last time, they will provide you public key also. So this is the public key they will provide you. Okay. So what you need to do, you need to paste that key here. And they have given some instruction also. Once you will get key, that key will start from this and it will end from this. So you need to remove, include the public without this. So whenever you will get public key, you can download any sample public key. You will see key will be encoded by like it will start from here, begin public key, and then end public key. What you need to take? You need to take value between these two. Okay, you don't take this one. Okay, you need to exclude this part and then within that what all things are there, just paste it. Okay, then skip client ID validation. Okay. So if you have any client ID validation, if you will select this option, it will skip that validation. Okay. Then this one you can keep as default. So you by default it will be latest only. Okay. This two part is very important. So this policy we are applying on API manager for one mule application. In that mule application, there can be multiple resources, there can be multiple methods for each resources. So you want to apply this policy for all the method and resources, or you want to apply only for specific resources and method. If you want to apply for all, check this option. If you apply for specific, let's say within that mule application, you have two resources, slash customer and slash contact. And within those two, there are three method. So if you want to apply for all method, all resources, select this option. If you want to apply for particular method, all the get method, and here you need to give regex for resources. Let's say you want to apply for all resources, only get method. Then method will be get, and then resources will be slash start. Means all the resources, only get method. If you want to apply for get, catch, post only for customer resource. You don't want for contact resources. So customers. So you need to write it like this. Okay. Let me apply for all and then click on apply. So what happened? Your policy, you got success message. So you can see here JWT token policy is there.
Ravi, I didn't hear you, Ravi.
Sorry, you haven't heard from beginning or?
No, no, just no, just a few minutes. Maybe I was disconnected. I thought. Okay.
So any doubt, then anyone can ask.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, the concept I was clear, Ravi. So the JWT connectivity, okay. The public key, we need to provide public and a start key, and key in between them, we need to provide it, right? The here the client ID, client secret, we have an option, right? That like if you want, for example, in the RAML, we provide the client ID, client secret, right? So that is the when we want to provide that, then we need to click on this option, or this is different one.
So for now, we are not doing any discussion for client ID, client secret, just forgot that one.
Okay.
Okay,
No, here we
those,
have an option, right? Here we have an option, right? In the
yes, I
JWT, if
can,
you have.
yeah, that I told, no? Like if you want to exclude, if you don't want to use the client ID policy. Okay, if you have applied client ID also and JWT token also, if you don't want to use client ID one, then you need to check that option. But if you want to use
Okay,
both, then you need to leave it default.
okay, okay. Got it. Got it. And since the record session is stopped, can you start the record?
In progress. Recording in progress.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, next we will see this OAuth one. So select this OAuth, go to next. Okay, for OAuth one, actually, I will try what working demo. So OAuth we can skip now. Actually, I want that OAuth URL, but we can see HTTP caching for now. So for HTTP caching, you need to go to. Actually, I am working on one POC of this. So once my POC will be ready, then I will show this one. Where is HTTP caching? This one. Click on next. Here you need to define, as I mentioned, you need to define what value you want to use as a key. Okay, so you need to define it here. And then maximum cache entry, how many maximum entry key value pair will be there. Okay, so you can define here entry time to leave. Okay, how much time it will be valid. This will be, I think, second. Let me quickly check. TTL will be in seconds only. Okay, yeah, in second only. So this will be like your caching will be valid for how much time. So by default, they have given 600. Second means 5 minutes. Okay. Now, what kind of caching you want? If you will select persistent one, even if your server will restart, your data will be there inside caching. Okay, and if you will not select caching persistent one, if there will be restart, then all, all the cache data will be erased or lost. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, next, invalidation header. Okay, so this header will help you, as I mentioned, like we can do decaching. So that is, we are erasing the cache data, but at the same time, we have invalidation header also. If you will pass this particular header, whatever header you will configure here, and if you will pass that particular header, then it will not take data from cache. Okay. Condition request cache optional. Okay. So for which methods you want to apply cache, you need to define it here. Okay. And then here again for which this is, yeah, what all response you will get. So you will do caching that you can define here. And at the same time, cache policy also, you can select the version and you can select for each which methods you want to do caching. Okay, since there can be scenario where you want to do caching only for few methods, and definitely this caching policy, definitely it will be with few methods only, not for all. So again, here you need to select you want to do caching for all or you want to do for only few. So other thing you can keep default, but few things you must need to think every time. First, in which particular key you will use for caching. Then what is their maximum entry? You can 10,000 is good enough. Expiration time you need to think how much time your data is static, and so that you need to keep you need to think. Okay. Then persistent, you should select use persistent one only. And if you will select distributed ones, okay, now what is distributed? So everyone know about clustering?
Not sure, Ravi.
Okay, so clustering, what happens when you deploy same mule application on 2, 3 workers, so that you can provide high availability. Okay, so and then another way we say this horizontal scaling, when you have deployed your mule application on 2 or 3 workers. Okay, so if you want to do cluster like HTTP caching for distributed or clustered environment, you need to select this one. Persistent, even if your server will restart, your data will be there. And what is the enable the use of cache control header deactivates? This is the time when your cache will be deleted. Okay, so that also you can say like they have configured at what date time. So you can also know like, okay, every day 12 p.m. our data is deleting, means the data is updating. So you can do this particular configuration there. Okay, then invalidation header. Invalidation header, like as I mentioned, if you will pass this particular header, then it will not take data from your cache. Okay. And after this, you can put this to default. This is not much useful. This one, on which resource you need to do caching, on which method you need to do caching, that you must need to define, and click on apply. Okay.
Ravi,
Now
the,
you
the
can
timings, Ravi, the timings where we can mention like a 1 week that cache maintaining timings.
you need to pass this particular header expires,
Okay.
and you need to configure in this format.
Like where we need to mention this one, where we need to mention this
Header.
one.
You need to pass header. This
Okay,
header
okay.
expires.
Header label as expire and date. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Got it. Okay, okay.
Okay. Now you can see here we have these two policy. If you want, you can change their order. Okay. Let's say I want to apply caching first and then JWT token. You can do in this way. Now caching first and then JWT policy validation. So you need to select on which order you want to apply policy. So that ordering you can do here. Okay, so in this way, like you can apply this security policy. And so far, theoretically, we discussed 3 and practically we did 2, but other policy also we'll see in next class. And for JWT token, I will create one working demo. Okay, I'm working on that part. Once it will be ready, I will show you with all the configuration.
Okay. Ravi.
Yeah, for today, I think we are good. So we can close our session. And let's
And
continue
Ravi,
security policy tomorrow.
Could you please share the RAML files? You
Yeah,
told
I
that.
will share.
Please.
Yes, I will share.
Oh, okay.
Okay, fine then. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi. Bye.
And Ravi, can you stay in the call?